hitting home on a lot of people right now because it is Christmas time, holiday time, and everybody, you know, is probably really having a hard time with money right now. And it's difficult, you know.
Yes.
But once again, you know, when we do our dreams, it's about our dreams. And I don't think money has anything to do with our dreams. That's how I feel about it. I feel like if you want to do something, you'll do it anyway, regardless if you have the money. Because people go, well, how could you do that? You know, or suddenly you have to go travel, right? You have to travel, you have to do it. Isn't it amazing how you find the money? And you do. If you have to be somewhere on the other side of the world, all of a sudden you find the money and you go. And yet you didn't have any money.
And you're sure living proof of that.
And I can tell you, I feel like I'm fortunate, but I don't feel like I'm rich. You know, there's a difference. I feel like fortune is something that we gather and gain continuously, and it has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with currency as far as money. Nothing.
I like that. Okay.
You know, and then one of the things in Buddhism, I was noticing, as you all know, I like to read this one, Buddhism Day by Day by Daisaku Ikeda, who is the president of the Soka Gakkai International, which means Value Creating Society. And they actually put that organization together really for people to gather, basically socially, so that they could share this Buddhism, because this Buddhism started in the 1200s, way back, way back before Christ and before the Soka Gakkai. And people started to chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. And the president of the Soka Gakkai, Magaguchi, was an educator. And he decided, wow, this Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, this Buddhism, this Nichiren's Buddhism is so valuable that if you could add education to it as well. So what he did was basically do his dream, which was to put an organization together, and with the help of Jose Toda, and then eventually President Ikeda, Daisaku Ikeda, who writes amazing books and puts the words of Nichiren together day by day in a book. And Nichiren actually says, I'm going to read this one, it says, because these are all on dates. This one's January the 1st. It's about pure and impure. And money can be pure or impure, because if you have money and you need to use it for a good, pure sense, then it's really, it's great fortune to have money to do that with, right?
Absolutely.
Anyway, he says here, if the minds of living beings are impure, their land is also impure. But if their minds are pure, so is their land. There are not two lands, pure or impure in themselves. The difference lies solely in the good or evil of our minds. It is the same with a Buddha and an ordinary being. While deluded, one is called an ordinary being. But when enlightened, one is called a Buddha. This is similar to a tarnished mirror that will shine like a jewel when polished. So what he's explaining there is that when we're deluded, now when we get scared about money, when we get scared about anything, we start to get really weirded out in our head. We get deluded, like money's going to make me happy. If only I had money. If I had that rent right now, I would be happy. No, you wouldn't be happy. You might get your rent paid a little earlier or on time. You know, you might buy whatever it was you wanted money for. But money will not bring you happiness. The Beatles said it beautifully. Money can't buy me love. You know, and it says here that when you polish that mirror, so when you polish the deluded self, when, you know, and the way they say it, Nichiren says, polish it by chanting Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. And when you chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, you become enlightened yourself. So then you realize and you start to understand that your mind is deluded to think that money is going to solve all of your problems.
I love that. Boy, that's just right around the corner to reflect on that again, isn't it? Year by year.
Unbelievable. It just works. And then the one other thing he said here is this was for December the 12th, which is next week, says happiness is a matter of the heart. This is not mere spiritualism. Our hearts are precious vessels endowed with the treasure of Buddhahood. When we strive earnestly in faith and practice and reveal our Buddhahood, we can walk along the sure and steady path to happiness and attain a state of complete fulfillment and satisfaction. Nichiren writes, quote, "Fortune comes from one's heart and makes one worthy of respect."
Oh, I love that. It's as if it's saying a happy person is a very, very wealthy person.
Exactly.